All right. It's time to keep going with the MSQ. So yesterday, where we left off was Linuhana here is basically about to tell him, well, we're going to help Linuhanu perform the harvest ritual of their little village, because this boat has a lot of cool things about it, and we're thinking it's very arcane-y and very ritual-y, and we're thinking that the reason that their crops are garbo-boo-boo is because they didn't do the ritual. Which they didn't do because they were assaulted by like a massive natural disaster of a storm, but we're convincing him, hey, maybe you should do the ritual anyway. The shipwright's name is Wook-Evu. He's a Sprawl who only moved Kozama Uka a few years ago, but has since mastered our customs to an almost frightening degree. He's especially strict when it comes to manners, so make sure to offer him a proper Hanu-Hanu greeting. You wouldn't want to offend him right before asking a favor. A proper Hanu-Hanu greeting? Oh, that one! Don't worry, I remember how it goes. Then we shouldn't have any problems. Let's head to Ogbeke, to the east of here. Go, Raoul, my faithful chocobo. Today's where we learn if my exercises for warming up my throat are helpful or will make me lose my voice faster. Oh, it seems they have a place for where visitors can stay. Looks cozy. This is Ogbeke, the village of all. Those who drift into Kozama Uka from Tulihiral and elsewhere are welcome to live here alongside the Hanu. As for Wook-Evu, he lives and works in the House of Waters High, at the top of the large tree nearby. Follow me, but I should warn you, the climb up the stairs can be challenging. Was that? Oh. Oh! Yeah, that tree just keeps going. Bet there's a lookout point up there. I popped over here earlier when I was looking for air currents off stream. Oh, Hokali.
What do you want with me?
Right. The greeting. Ohokali!
Oh, Kali! Good. You brought your manners with you. When you know Kanu, do as the Hanu do. For a country as diverse as ours, The preservation of harmony demands that we respect the cultures of all peoples who call it home.
Well, that explains your familiarity with Hanu customs. And you speak truth, of course. To live together means to learn about each other.
Ah, I appreciate an open mind. In fact, I get the sense we've met before. You're Wuklamat. Oh, what an unexpected honor for old Wukevu. Here I am prattling on about manners, and I've gone and insulted the third promise herself. There is no excuse for this betrayal of etiquette.
This sweet old man.
Please, take up your axe and claim my impudent head.
I will not. Keep your head. I hate formalities anyway, so forget about it, alright?
All right then, consider it forgotten.
How prompt.
This man is amazing.
We're actually
What a
here about
delightful
the
NPC.
Ihana float. It's in bad shape, and we need you to craft new carrying poles and a new eye. I'm told you work with Uyuipo wood and a certain kind of stone? Abokisha?
That I do. But while I would like nothing more than to offer my services, I just used the last I had of both those materials. My lumber in particular went to fixing homes damaged by the recent storm. I'll need 10 days or so to restock.
We can't wait that long. If you tell me where to go, I'll gather them myself.
What? Send the third promise out on an errand like some common lackey? That's utterly unconscionable. A gross violation of social protocol.
I told you not to worry about such things.
All right then. I shan't worry a whit. What's with your Hanu friend there?
I am festival leader this season, and have come along to oversee the float's repair. As strange as it may sound, Wuklamat and her friends believe the float is an arcane focus, meant to encourage the growth of our struggling reeds.
Too many Hanu have forgotten, it seems. But that is indeed the true purpose of the lifting of wings. Your education is impressive, Third Promise.
Well, maybe a little.
Allow me to show you where to procure Uyuipo. We can leave the Abokisha to your friends, I presume? Take yourself to Cave Kikitola, or thereabouts, and you should find the stones you need.
I've been there once or twice. I can guide you.
That should save us some time.
All right then, let's get moving.
Oh. Yeah, time to stealthily run down the giant fucking stairwell.
Chosen one of your rivals is making progress.
Ihana, you say? Should our first choice fail to deliver, it might be wise to let this play out. The third-rate promise is making herself useful after all.
I still have not forgiven you for stepping on her taco. Cave Kikutola is southwest of Okanu. We can return to the village first, then head there on foot. That's good. Southwest of here, was it? Let us be on our way. I really like this weather effect. It's basically what's happening outside right now. Cave Kikitola, as promised. Home to many deadly creatures. Venture inside if you feel confident, but I will conduct my own search out here. You can spot Ra Bokisha by its green-hued glimmer. Bring anything matching that description to me. I shall help scout the inside of the cave then. You take the west half and I'll take the east. Let's find the Abokisha. I should get at least one. Found a chunk of stone showing a distinct shade of green. This seems like the exact kind of mineral the Nohanu was looking for. That's... Thank you, Automod. That's definitely not going in the chat. I peeked over the ground near the entrance, but found nothing. You have better luck inside the cave? Yes, this is Abokisha. Along with Kral's contribution, we have more than enough for our needs. Stones you brought shine very brightly. I thank you both. You would have been happy to know we were putting things right. Truth be told, a good friend of mine was meant to be the festival leader for this year's Ihana. But when that big storm hit, he did not survive. It fell to me to carry on instead. That was why you agreed to Muklamat's request, despite your initial reluctance. Yes, it hurt to hear, but she was right. Though I must mourn, I cannot let my grief consume me. Her words made me realize that the path to my recovery, our recovery, is already laid out before me, and I will walk it, for myself and for my friend. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Please, rest assured that we've taken your plight to heart. I'm certain our companions are procuring the other materials as we speak. Everything will come together, and the Hanu shall host a splendid, uplifting festival. That we shall. With that, let us return and deliver the Apokisha into Wook Evu's waiting hands. Far away. The twin urges to fill the silence with any inane thought that comes into my head, but also desperately preserve my voice because it's probably not making it to the end of the MSQ. Slightly warm water with some honey in it. Save me. Thanks to the third promise and her mighty swings, we've collected some suitable logs of Uyuipo. What of the Apokisha? Yes, these are excellent samples. Good quantity, too. At this stage, you've likely surmised that the lifting of wings encourages the crops to grow. Not exactly how, eh? Well, you're in for a treat. If all goes to plan, the results should be spectacular. Now, to get to work crafting these pieces for the float. I could use an assistant versed in the arcane arts to enhance the Uyuipo's conductivity. Then I'd be delighted to help. Everyone else should head back to Okanu. We'll join you at the float once the work here is complete. Alright, so I tried jumping off before. Problem is I landed on the stairs, so it didn't actually. There we go. Good. Gathering the Uyuipo, gathering the Uyuipo was a trial in and of itself. At first, Wook criticized everything I did. Then he suddenly yelled, "I've spoken ill of the third promise and must punish myself," and proceeded to slam his head into an Uyuipo tree. I told him not to worry about it again, and it was like snuffing out a candle. He's not one, that's for sure. At least we've seen to the poles and the new eye. Now we just have to wait for the feathers from the twins. We should get some rest before the excitement begins. Over there by the float. Isn't that the third promise? Rumors are true. She's trying to complete the feat of reeds by reviving Ihihana. The festival is a prayer for healthy crops, but does she honestly believe that there will be enough to save our harvest? The second promise, meanwhile, barely glanced at the fields before leaving Okahanu altogether. Maybe we asked too much for our young claimants. Oh, I wouldn't be too quick to count Kona out. A friend of mine overheard him muttering by the reeds, something about what needs to be done. Is that so? Perhaps we'll get to see another of his innovations firsthand. That sounds like our Kona. One look at the reeds was all he needed to think up a solution. Be that as it may, our own solution is nearly ready. Indeed, as soon as the others get back, our long-awaited festival can begin. It took some doing, but we managed to gather competitors to vie for the title of Winds Chosen. The winner was only too happy to donate his feathers. You should have seen it. He called forth an incredible gust that sent his feathers sailing for Malms. We had to turn ourselves, but it's more difficult than it looks. Poor Aaronville's twirled in the air for a moment before landing on his foot. I am a gleaner. Magic is not part of our training. As for us, we've brought the wood and gemstone replacements crafted by Wook. All that's left is to attach them. Has it been decided who will ride the float? Papa was the guest of honor the last time I was here. I remember being surprised they could even lift the thing with his hulking weight on top of it. The rider must be a personage of great esteem, which is why an invitation is usually extended to the Dawn Servant. This time, however, I have another in mind. Oh? Who is it? Come on. Our beloved Ihihana, the lifting of wings, is only being held because of you and your companions. Thus do I nominate you, Wook, as our guest of honor. Huh? Me? This boat won't make me seasick, will it? I don't think so. Then weigh anchor. I can hardly refuse a request from one even more enthusiastic about the festival than me. I would be delighted to ride your float. Thank you, Wook. I have roles for the rest of you as well. We'll be carrying the festival float in a slow procession towards We'll be carrying the festival float in a slow procession towards Kozanuaki, where the sacred lightness of Ishaihi is ensconced. What I'd like you to do is clear the path of dangerous wildlife so that the procession can move along unimpeded. Consider it done. You expect me to sit still until Wook is finished with the float? Let me come along and help with the clearing. As you know, I'm not much for fighting. I'll stay behind and assist Wook with the repairs. If you aren't sure where you need to go, the path I spoke of begins at the south of the village and branches off to the east. That will lead you across the bridges to the Stride of the Sun. Then we shall see to clearing it end to end. As Linuhano said, Kuzanuaki should be down this way, then off to the east when the path branches. Then something about bridges and the Stride of the Sun? Anyway, let's split up and get to work. Once you've culled all the threads you can find, we'll meet up in front of Kishai. Alright, or whatever's here, and then if someone comes to that fate, I'll hop in, I'll join in. Brit. I want those bicolor gemstones. Bicolor gemstones, please. Never tell if I don't know off the top of my head what the breakpoint is for it's actually useful to dot something up. Alright, well, if you're tanking, then... Daily dommage. Why are they both attacking me? There was a tank here. Hey Raul, please come out and heal me. Honestly, I could probably be finishing it up, and I'm pretty sure I'll get the full evaluation. There we go. Alright, back to the quest. Look out, there's a bunch of them. Here we are at the stride of the sun. Okay, let's just blow everything. Kaboom! There was gonna be a second one, so I could use the second one. Ah, you were a step ahead of us. This must be the likeness of Kishaihi, the Hanu Hanu, deity of the harvest. It does remind me of something I saw in Academia Nider. Ancients' creations. This possible vestigial memory of that time endured, a subconscious recollection from the inheriting soul providing the basis for an entirely new religion. I have no idea what that means. As far as I know, Kishaihi was worshipped on another continent. This ancient fate was then brought to Doral by the first Hanu Hanu. The Hanu migrated here from another continent. Then mayhaps the two do share a common ancestor. This is all very fascinating, but should we be getting back to Linu Hanu? He'll want to know the path is safe for the procession. Right, and I need to ride on the float. I'll run ahead and tell him we're done here. Meanwhile, in Orkanu.
Not sure we heard you right, old man. Why don't you say that again?
As many times as you'd like. The third promise tasked me with repairing this float, and I'll not relinquish it to an uncultured brute like you. Much less one that can't even manage a simple greeting.
We wanted to handle this in a civilized way, but we're more than willing to kill you.
We have a two-headed problem. Yes, please hurry. She's on her way back already?
Stand back, Wukevu! I will protect the float!
No.
Are you trying to be brave, little bird?
I could never have repaired the float alone. Not properly. But thanks to Wuklamat and her friends, we can hold Ihihana again! This is a priceless treasure! And as festival leader, I would die to protect it!
Very well, if that's what you want.
Cha-cha! I put everything into that blow.
Good. The better for you to understand the gulf between us.
But you need more lessons. We'll carve them into your mangy hide until you cry and beg forgiveness.
Your brilliant plan was to steal the float and take the credit. The so-called blessed siblings are nothing but cheats.
Your scorn is sweet music. Come, weaklings. We'll crush you each in turn. Or all together, if you'd like. Calm yourself, Chosen One. If you fight in earnest, this will end in a massacre. What's more, we have word that our other prospect is on the verge of success.
Then it would be foolish to expend effort sweating nuts.
Lucky for you.
I see amongst the screams to that loathsome hope.
Talk to us, third promise. You're not dying, are you?
It'll take more than that to kill me. So, are we having this festival or not?
Yes! Yes, we are!
So I'm seeing a ton of chatter in the local area chat that seems to be saying that there's a bunch of settings that didn't necessarily get properly updated. So, okay. That's fine. Huh? Oh, yeah. That's not right. That's not right at all. Okay, so... let's see. Here's what our people normally look like. And now... hey, what if you, like, turned on the right one? Yeah? I can't actually tell the difference. I'm blind, so. Thank you for coming to our rescue. I tried to protect the float, but against that two-head, I may as well not have been there at all. Nonsense. You stood your ground and bought us the time we needed to make it back. You were incredibly brave. Pumpkin orange. I like the sound of that. With that exciting interlude over, you'll be pleased to know that my repairs are finished as well. Before we commence the festival, however, it would be a courtesy to inform the villagers that Ihihana will be held after all. Go forth, but do not forget your greetings. At this stage, I should hope the reminder is unnecessary. Ohokali. See? I remember. The chat button say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to enter any phrase containing the words Ohokali to greet the Okanu villagers. Oh, buddy. Make sure we're in stay. Not execute while mounted. Perfect. Ohokali. Thank you for letting me know. I would very much like to attend the festival, but the repairs should be finished as soon as possible. What to do? What to do? Oh. Ohokari. The festival is about to begin? What do you expect me to say? Besides, of course I'll be there. Cleaning up the storm's aftermath may have been hard on us all, but the lifting of wings is tradition, and a joyous one at that. I won't sit here brooding my days away. Give me a moment to get ready. Ohokari. What? The float is fixed. Our fallen friends would be glad to know that Ihihana will soon be underway. They would have wanted us to honor them with celebration, not let their loss deter us from it. I must go and enjoy the festival for those who no longer can. The Hanu were pleased to hear their festival was going ahead, I imagine. That is well. Once your friends return, the lifting of wings can begin at last.
So few have come.
Patience. Once Ihihana gets underway, no Hanu will be able to resist joining in.
Just so. Ukewu knows well the heart of the Hanu. Have faith, Third Promise, and climb aboard the float. It is time for the lifting of wings.
Right. Off we go.
Ihihana is a prayer for bountiful harvest. But this is not its only meaning. It is also an exchange of pledges between rider and bearers, a commitment to a long and fruitful friendship.
Listen well, friends! The personage we bear today is Wook Lamat, the savior of our beloved festival! Let your shoulders burn, or your feathers fall out, but do not even think of dropping her! Ready and...
I could get used to this.
Will empty bellies stop you from joining in the fun? Come and help us carry the float!
Well, well, well. To see the day that Dawn's promise would ride our boat again. We've not had the honor since you were here, Gulul Jaja.
Right, we've enough bearers now. Onwards to Kozanuaki!
Watch well, for you are about to bear witness to the true glory of Ihihana. The float draws upon our life force, concentrating and amplifying the energy. Kishaihi then receives that energy and expels it in a great burst, where it showers down upon
Okay, but
the land to replenish its vital currents.
so I don't have a problem with the ritual working this way, and I don't have a problem with most of the population not being aware that the ritual is also like a vital part of their harvest. But it feels like you can't do both. It definitely feels like you either do one or the other, because this feels like a fairly obvious, like, this is doing something. Like, it literally absorbs the onlooker's life force and then shoots it out. And then makes the crops grow. Or glow, rather. And, oh my god, and visibly grow. How is there a single person in this village who was like, nah, we can't do the harvest festival because we're too busy with other stuff? How, honestly?
The float really was helping the reeds.
Like, this guy, is it because they only do one festival every, like, 40 years?
That such a thing was even possible.
Should I have left the float behind like that? I was so excited to see the reeds. Nothing to worry yourself over. My brethren have been swept up by festival fever. Last I saw, they were taking turns at the carrying poles on the way back to the village. Please, feel free to look over the fields and enjoy the sight of what you've accomplished. I suppose it might be more visible slash, you know, maybe they were like, this is the most it's grown. Usually you can't even notice.
Some of them still look a bit sickly.
I imagine even the harvest magic has its limits. If the Hanu continue their festival tradition year after year, though, the entire field
It is
eventually
yearly.
recover.
Come on.
Where does that leave us with the feet, then?
You've got nothing to fear on that account. Our situation could never have resolved itself. The revival of even a single reed would have served to demonstrate your commitment to the task. That you recognize the nature of the float and found a near-perfect solution in Ihihana proves your dedication. What's more, I don't think I've seen the festival produce such impressive results since I was a mere chirper. We have been lax in maintaining the float, diluting its magic, and reducing Ihihana to hollow theater.
Okay, fine. I take back my criticisms. The game explains it away.
Connor!
Hey, buddy.
I was delayed by an unpleasant encounter, but it seems I arrived at a good time.
Well then.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
What? You just pour in some mystery liquid and problem solved?
You know, he's been working on it for a while.
Stagnant ether was to blame for the reed's poor condition. I assumed that was an alchemical concoction which enhances ethereal conductivity. It utilized the flowing water as an ethereal current, thereby promoting the transfer of life energies.
A method I could not have devised without the education I received at the studium and the cooperation of my Archon allies.
Aha.
Archon allies?
Then Krurianje. Urian Kred.
See, Lamachi, this is why we need to embrace foreign knowledge and technology. Employed appropriately, they make light work of what would otherwise be arduous labor. There's no need to lug around heavy floats.
Yeah, but the people want to, buddy.
Well, you always were the clever one, brother.
Like, yes, this is good and it helps, but...
Your approach was no less effective, Wooklamat. It achieved the same result.
Indeed it did. And you enjoyed the festival, yes?
I did. It was so much fun. Having visited your village before, I thought I knew everything about it. As it turns out, I knew very little. About the reeds, about Ihihana. With all I've learned this time, I feel as though I've really come to know the Hanu. And I like you even more now than I did before.
The feeling is mutual. And it's not just you who had a lot to learn either. I'll never look at our float the same way again.
The two of you have exceeded expectations. Come forth and claim your stones.
Five more to go.
And on to the next.
Not even a moment of celebration. That's Kona for you.
The third promise? You must join us for Ihihana next season. As Dawn servant, of course.
Oh.
Right. It's back to Tulihiola for now. Thank you for having us. I look forward to seeing you all again.
This zone took like a third of the time the other one did.
These are interesting times indeed.
The concoction was brewed by Kona himself. It's a test vial, but it should contain the same reagents.
Good work. We'll use whatever we must to win. For win we must.
Okay. My journey has just started, and already I've met so many wonderful people. Look, Evu, for one. He's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful of other cultures as he is. And Lino Hanu. It warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend through Ihihana, and to help others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking who else I might meet over the course of the contest. Come on, let's head back to Let's head back to Jbaliati. Yeah, I'll do the... Actually, I'll come back for these later. I need to keep some stuff to do off stream after all. Like, I think on stream, my goal is doing the MSQ. More importantly, using the MSQ to unlock all the available areas, such that off stream, I can focus on crafting and gathering in all those areas. Plan is to keep on Bard, and then whenever Bard gets a full level ahead of the MSQ quests, swap to Warrior, and then off stream do roulettes on the Sage. That way I'm bringing up tank, DPS, healer, and also off stream do side quests slash side quests and ether currents on the Warrior, so that it can like keep up with the Bard just in case it needs it. Look at us. The contest has barely begun and we've already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. Alright, so the next one is... thing. I'm going to stop the recording, reset the recording for YouTube.